Hey guys, Mitch here. Just gonna do a quick video. So this is two properties that we did through the week. These two are side by side. Quite a number of properties for us in this area that are side by side or neighbours, or you do one on one side of the road, one on the other side of the road. This street alone, I think I've got 17 properties or something like that, and I take absolutely no credit for that because that's part of this area is part of the business that I bought and purchased a couple of years ago. The guy who I bought it off had this basically area pretty much stitched up. He probably had 80, or maybe not 80, but between 60 and 70 clients, I think, in this area, and it's a pretty small area. There might be, I don't know, a couple of thousand people or something like that. So it's pretty dense, which is good. So yeah, as I said, I can't take any credit for that. That's all he's doing from the guy that I bought it off. And the one downside is that because it's so bunched, I think he priced it pretty low. So a lot of the prices are fairly low. These I've raised the prices on this, like on this property as well, or both properties actually that you'll see in this video. Since taking over the business, I raised them 10% at the start of the last calendar year, which is fine. Now they were all cool with that, and I think they knew that they were pretty low. And so that's one downside to buying existing business, is that if you're taking over a new business and their things aren't priced how you think they should be, then you've got to sort of slowly work them back up to how, at least to how you think they should be. There's a few good videos out there about increasing prices and stuff like that. It's one of the hardest things, I think, in this business that you'll ever have to do. Like when you're got a existing clientele, person that you see quite often, and you're trying to asking anyone for money is hard, in my opinion. But it's one of those things. I think the more you do it, the better you get at it, and also it's not that you don't care, but you tend to realise that if they're not paying what they should be, then maybe they don't deserve to have you, as or however you want to see it. But that's kind of, I'm getting better at that. I'm getting more comfortable at quoting how I think I should quote, instead of sort of quoting low. I've never really shot myself in the foot, especially with lawns. Like I think the worst sort of scenario is around $1 a minute. Most of these places I'm making more than $1 a minute, so that's okay, and it should be. With our expenses over in Australia, they're pretty high, so you probably have to be a little bit higher than $1 a minute. But yeah, it's just a matter of working them up and getting better at quoting and more experience as you do it. But yeah, these two properties are side by side. I've got a number of properties that are side by side in this area, and they're the ones where you make the good money, and you're not, because you're not having that downtime between jobs. So the more of them you can get, but that's one thing that takes time. I don't think it's something that you can just walk into and start doing your business and expect that you're going to have heaps of clients side by side, all in the same area. It just doesn't work like that. It takes time, and then I reckon it nearly takes getting the business full and getting to the point where you're happy with how many clients you get, and then you start to get a little bit fussier with how the jobs you take on, the areas that you're servicing, the size, whatever it might be. If it doesn't suit your business, that's when you start, picking and choosing who you're actually going to take on as clients, and how much time you want to spend traveling and getting between jobs. So as I said, that's just a time thing, and that takes years to do, honestly. Like as I said, I'm very fortunate and take no credit for especially this part of my business, this area, because as I said, that was something that I bought, and someone had done all the hard work for me. So but that was my situation. Young family, and I couldn't go into a job or a business without making money on the fly straight away. So certainly, if you can afford to start a new business and go from there, then build it up as best you can, as close to your house, and target certain neighbourhoods. So you can see here, just jumped on the ride-on, just doing the front nature strip with it. So far so good with this machine. It's going really good, really happy with it. You can see the little toggle just to the right of the PTO switch there, that's actually on that's my chute blocker. I'll do a review on that pretty soon. It's a Gravely mower, and it's a Gravely chute blocker, and yeah, so far so good, really happy with it. And yeah, so just going to see Hannah jump on the blower now. And this is one example of where you'll see having properties side by side is really handy. In a minute she jumps over the fence to get to the next door neighbours, and little things like that are really cool. Just being able to get in and out of properties easily, fast, and get moving on to the next job. I think these two houses side by side took us, I think the two of us, about 20 minutes. So it's not much at all. You're making decent money per minute when you're in those sort of situations. It's when you have one-out jobs that slow you down and take up time throughout your day, and you feel like you're doing a lot because you're not stopping, but you're not actually doing many lawns. So here she goes. She'll jump the fence, close the gate first. It's always good. And over she goes. So as I said, that's pretty cool. So this property here, actually, you can see that how much weeds and stuff was in their pavement. The people that she's on now, they don't get me to weed spray. I don't do anything but mow the lawn. Whereas the next door neighbours, where she just was, I do weed spray. So you can tell the difference back there in the path. So that's just a little example of how paying a little bit extra every now and then, and makes a hell of a difference and looks totally different. But yeah, so if anyone's got any questions about that, about buying existing businesses or existing runs, I'm more than happy to answer questions and give my feedback and what I think on it, because it's certainly something that comes up in the industry, but I don't think it's talked about very much. But yeah, I'm more than happy to help anyone out in that scenario. Alright guys, thanks for listening and watching. See ya.